Hi Flosstube, this is Barb with Lost and Floss. Today is Tuesday, March 23rd, 2021. This is a channel primarily about cross stitch and usually a few other things mixed in. Just try as I may, just can't help it. But we have something very exciting to celebrate today. 6,000 subscribers. Woohoo! Hard to believe, really hard to believe. So whether you're new or have been with the channel from day one, welcome back, welcome. And I hope you find things that you're inspired by and just have a nice, relaxing little time. First off, I'd like to say that I had a couple different stash shipments, and for those people who don't really care too much about it, it's mostly some fabrics and a few charts. I'm gonna stick that way at the end. And so if you're interested, stay tuned. If not, you can be on your merry way. And the other thing, because I have quite a few new people, I'm also going to tack on my spring finishes from previously, and hope you enjoy seeing those as well. If you've been with the channel, you've probably seen them already, so don't have to bother. But for any new people, you might be interested in what I have to show. First off, I want to say thank you for some Stitchy kindness. I think it was around, well, it was around Valentine's Day. Raquel, traveling Viking Mama, did I get it right, from Instagram? She had posted pictures of these little pillows she had done, and I thought they were so cute. And Rita, also from Instagram, had reached out to me and said that Raquel had borrowed her the chart and she had already checked with her, and when she was done, she would send it to me. So, I mean, how awesome of a community is this? But anyways, this is the chart that they shared, the Prairie Schooler Designer Series, and the little pillows are really, really cute. I mean, this is from, well, it's $2, so let's see, 1988. But they're just as cute now as they were, 33 years ago. So I hope to be stitching that soon. And again, thank you, Raquel and Rita, if you're watching. Then, you know how we can get into trouble watching others on Instagram. Caroline55 on Instagram showed, also around Valentine's Day, the cutest little piece she had stitched. It was a bird with a letter, and she had put a dimensional heart charm hanging from the bird's beak. I mean, just really, really cute. And she mentioned it was from this book, so what did Barb do? Barb went online right away, and because I know all the things Carol stitches are just so cute, and she said there were others in this book that she would like to stitch, so I'm like, well, I'm sure I would like the others too. I mean, it wasn't a cheap purchase, but and really it's so, I don't think I'm even really gonna bother showing too much from it because I don't think they'll show up. What I plan to do is when I'm going to get ready to stitch something from the book, I'll maybe take a picture of it on my iPad and then stitch from my iPad rather, because they're really, the graphs are really, really tiny. So I'm excited. I probably won't do anything with this until next winter, but I definitely will be stitching from there. Okay, so then I feel like it's been a while since I recorded last. Maybe it's got to be at least 3 weeks. So we're in full spring here, although today is kind of a gloomy, one of those days where it's overcast and you don't really see the sun come out at all. And I thought, it's not ideal, but I have time today, so I'm just going to do it. And, you know, back to my room where my lighting is not good, but this is how it's going to be. And then I broke my tripod, so I have my phone like precariously perched up on a stack of Rubbermaid tubs with my pen holder thing really holding up the base. So if it's not a great angle, I apologize, but it's what you're going to get today. So let's go to whips. I've been working on this one a long time. It's the Drawn Thread, Welcome Christmas. And it's like one of those that I started pretty soon after I got back into cross stitching. And I really don't know why I don't just stick with it and get it done, because it's getting really pretty close. I think I mostly have stuff to do in the C and in the M. I'm just stitching this on Mushroom Lugana. I think it's probably, I don't know, 28, 32, something like that, because everybody needs Mushroom Lugana. I switched up the colors a little bit. I stayed within the color families, but just maybe different tones of the green and the red. But it's coming along, and this is the margin that I left. So I've been trying to get better at leaving more, but I don't know if that'll ever really be my strong suit. I just can never start like smack dab in the middle, because I would feel like I'm wasting too much. I finally did start the Prairie Schooler Daffodils. This is the March one. Love, love, love this chart. I thought I would really get farther on it, but then I kind of got sucked into some finishing and true Easter stitching. But I feel like I want to get at least, hopefully, the house done this before I put it away. And I just got the April chart from an online order that you'll see at the end if you care to. And so I think, though, I'm not going to start April. I have May started already, and I have June and July totally finished, fully finished. So it'd be kind of nice if I could get May done. Then I'd have a streak of 3 months in a row where I'd have the appropriate month showing on my, I have it on, it's this little wooden thing that has a basket at the bottom. It hangs on the wall. It was one of those Goodwill finds. I finally hauled out ink circles after the roses because I've seen a couple people stitching on it, and I love this chart, and I don't know why I haven't finished it yet. But Kathy of To Dye House and I are hosting a sale for it, and I'll put the name right there or somewhere up there. It's After the Roses with an S on the end, SAL. So if you want to join us and you're still stitching on it, I know Kathy was trying to work it back into working on it once a week. I don't know how successful she was last Sunday, but we'll see, Kathy. I know she'll finish before I do, but that's okay. Let's see, it's a little light. But the colors in this one are just gorgeous. I'm stitching this on 32 count Autumn by Under the Sea, and I'm using all the four colors. I'm stitching 2/2, so my colors are maybe, I don't know if I'm doing worse or better. Oh, that's a little better. My colors are maybe a little bit more vibrant than some other people's, but I don't care how you do it. I think it's beautiful. Then I've spent quite a bit of time this last month on this one. This is one of my Stitch 10 in 20 challenge pieces that I did not get complete. It's Broderie à Paris by Sue Hillis Designs. I'm just stitching this on a 32 count vintage country mocha Lugana. So it looks really parchmenty to me, but I've made some good progress on this. But still have, there's a lot of stitching on it, so still have a long ways to go, but getting there. I think, I don't know. Hopefully by summer I'll have it done. I got mad at Yes Virginia because I made some mistakes on that. I thought I would finish that one first before this one, but then when that had to go in a major timeout, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna haul this one out. I'm using Cranberry Belle Soie, and I love the contrast. The lighter tone is whatever the called for color is. I can't remember right now. And then Olivia Pumpkin Hollow Quilts was so kind as to loan me her Madam Cottontail. She had done this as a stand-up following Ivana's Twisted Stitchers stand-up technique. This is by Brenda Gervais. Yeah, I apologize for this lighting here. That's better. A little further back. I'm just about done. I've got the bird tummy to finish up, and she needs some socks. And I'm apologizing for not ironing, but I just didn't have it in me today. I really wanted to get this made because we have some things that we're going to give away. So I didn't want to wait too long. And then, like so many other people, I have the Brenda Gervais Jelly Bean Jubilee book. And I really wanted to start the Chick with the Tulips. I did start it. I was going to use a different pink, and then I thought it was too light. So I ended up just flipping my piece of fabric and going on to the Easter one, because I felt like that one probably would take the most time. Instead of the called for color, I ended up using, I don't know if this is Caribbean Waters, something like that. I love it when big words have some variegation to them, and so I thought that blended well enough with the called for colors in her skirt. It's not dead on, but I think it'll be cute. So hopefully I'll get this one done. I really don't see myself getting, 5 others done. I think there's 6 total, but I mean, they're all really cute. I've got my magnetic line keeper from Fat Quarter Shop on there, but just look how cute those are. And the other ones are on the back. Oops. So if not this year, next year. I'm using a 32 count fabric. I'm trying to think what the name of it is. I'd have to look it up, but anybody is dying to know. Otherwise, people have been stitching on all sorts of things, and it's cute no matter what you use. Okay, so let's see. Since we have 6,000 subscribers, I thought it'd be fun to share the love of some of the things I have had shared with me and share them with you. So my plan is to show you 6 different things throughout, and I'll give you one word for each. if you want all 6, list the 6 words. If you want 2 of the 6, then list the 2 words. You know, pretty simple. So the first thing, which I have right here in the background, is by Little House Needleworks. It's the Spring ABCs. And Jackie, hi Jackie, from Cross My Stitches, she has a Flosstube as well as Instagram, shared this with me and said I could pass it along. Well, I think I tried to do that right after I started stitching it, and the person never responded. So now we have it for this time. So anyways, this is what the chart looks like. When I stitched it, I changed the colors a little bit. I might as well show this to you. Well, let's call this, let's see. Let's call this spring. Spring. Okay, so I'm going to write these words down so I don't forget what I'm going to use the auto generator picker for. Okay, and I might as well show this right now. Hopefully I can show it. I don't really have the topper thing on that I want to use. And I did change up the colors a little bit. I wanted to bring in more of the aqua shade. And I would stitch and then I would tear things out, but I'm happy with how it turned out. So now I just have, and I just have these bows, but I'll have to work on my finish for that. Okay. And then Rosie, another viewer, was so gracious as to send me a bunch of charts from Homespun Elegance. And this is Welcome's Aplenty 5. And I knew there were people who really wanted to stitch this. And I've started so many seasonal things when I got back to stitching, like the ABCs and this Lizzie Kate one, and now I'm doing the wordplay, and I have other Little House Needleworks that I know I really have been made a concerted effort not to start any new seasonal, like where there's 4 of the season or 1 for every month, until I get some of my existing series complete. So I thought I would share this one with you since so many of you really liked it and were interested in it. So if you would like this one, please say welcome. Make sure this is straight. This is March. Ooh, Little House Needlework. It kind of gets crooked when I move it around. But I've got that one done, fully finished, on the house with the little chimney. And I also finished, I finished the stitching a while ago, but I finally finished and put my washer on a la Priscilla. Here is April. I changed out the color a little bit in April because once again, I love that tealy color. Just seems more springy to me. And then this is July. July is one of my favorite. Really like that one. All right. Then it's St. Patrick's Day seems so long ago, and I really don't have a lot of things to put, in the tiered tray. But I stitched this. It's from a Prairie Year by Prairie Schooler, and just made a little pillow out of it. And then instead of doing a bow, I thought, oh, it'd be kind of cute to do 3 loops to mimic the 3 loops or the 3, what are they? Leaves, I guess. 3-leaf clover, yes. That's what I'm searching for. And I just did a little green on the back and made some cording and I love it. I love the Prairie Schooler, the charts. They're all really, really cute. So if you haven't seen that one, look for it because I think they're all good designs. I think I've stitched 4 one I gave away. So I only have 3 of the 12 stitched, but they do go really fast. I think I used, instead of the call for color, I used Grasshopper. I think that's by Classic Colorworks. And I like it. It was like that true green. Okay, let's go on to another item. And also, if you are interested in any of these items, you must be 18 or over. It'd be nice if you were a subscriber. And please do not say giveaway or freebie anywhere in your comment. But the next one is one that I'm going to show you shortly. This is Harrietta and Company by Brenda Gervais. And she's just such a sweet bunny with that check skirt. Love it. So if you haven't noticed mine up on the wall, and this one will say Harrietta for. How's that? H-A-R-I-E-T-T-A. Harrietta. Originally I was going to make a pillow, and then I found, I found this frame, and I thought it'd be kind of cute. But I keep seeing the pillows, and I might still take it off and make a pillow out of it. I use kind of the rosy color rickrack to provide a little contrast, since it was in her ears and her nose. So I think it's cute. I still really like the pillow though, so we'll see. But I thought, well, I'll get it done this way, and then I can always switch it around later on if I care to. Alrighty. What else do we have here? Okay, we have Spring Serenade by Brenda Gervais. This cute little bunny. And I decided to do it as a flat fold. And I think I said last video, I'm not typically a yellow person, but I really loved the yellow print with the colors. This thing, I don't know. I may change that bow. I have this stripe. And I may I'll leave the cording on, of course, but I may put this stripe on instead and maybe take the flower off. I don't know if it's distracting. Sometimes I really just have to put it away for a while and then come back and look at it again, because it's just, I go back and forth and it's like, do I like this? Don't I like it? And I just can't decide. So sometimes it's better if I step away for a couple days and come back to it. You may have noticed my March wordplay sitting in the background, and I'll probably put a picture of this either at the beginning or at the end so you can see it up close. But I used some of the called for colors, and what's kind of special, I think I explained at the end of the video where I was showing this, Leanne started this piece, and she had a couple of the words and some of the shamrocks, and I had no idea what color she was using. I don't know. Like, she probably had the colors in there, and maybe I took them. Maybe. I know I probably took them out to use for something else at some point. So when I went back to it, I was like, oh, what should I use here? I did change the crocuses to that purpley shade, because to me, I love the purple crocuses. They're just the first thing to come up in my garden in spring. In fact, saw my first one yesterday. We went and ordered a pallet of wood chips, because I've been getting them in the bags just because then you don't have to shovel them from the trailer into the wheelbarrow and then the wheelbarrow to spread them out. You can just put the bags in the wheelbarrow and be on your merry way. And so we got those, I don't know, last week sometime. And we had nice weather over the weekend, so I did get maybe a dozen bags spread out. So I feel like that's kind of good, because I'm always thrilled if I have my yard mulched in April, because then I can kind of sit back and enjoy the summer a little bit more than doing all the work. But last year, just because we were in the midst of everything, I didn't even mulch, so it definitely needed it this year. Okay, so let's see here. This is another chart. I won this in Janny's birthday giveaway. I think that was like maybe 2 years ago. She had posted it maybe on Instagram, and I was the lucky recipient. So now that I'm done stitching these, I would like to pass this along as the fourth item. And if you are interested in this one, just say trio, T-R-I-O, trio. So that is number 4. And now to show you my trio, I was going to stuff these the other night, and I started stuffing and I looked and I forgot to stitch like 4 squares in this bright salmony pink color that I used. This was the one that I really wasn't sure of, but now that it's done, I love it. I used different colors for the raindrops. Let's see. And I ended up, because I was stitching 2/2, I ended up blending one thread of white with the thread of the blue that I was using, and I liked kind of the variegated look that provides. And I think the house color is Sunset. I was trying to get more of a color that would match this vintage rickrack that I had, and I think that goes pretty well. Just have some plain green on the back, but that's the first one. And then Spring is my next one. I didn't tell you, but this was fabric from some valances I had made my parents years ago for their house. So I'm like, oh, it's a perfect nothing print to kind of use as scraps. But love this one. I think I used a different, I think the blue is a different blue. Is it crystal something? The original color I think was really pretty dark, and so I thought I would like something a little bit lighter. And then I tea-dyed some pink, or not tea-dyed, coffee-dyed. I actually just threw it in my coffee. Well, not while I was drinking it, but when I just had a little bit left. And then I hung it over my lamp to dry. And so it tones it down just so that it's a little bit not quite so bright. And let's see. This is the final thing that I have. And I wish I meant to look up to mention the person who told me which of the just another button company button set to buy, because when you go on their website there's like 20 million, but I forgot to look it up. So but if you're watching, thank you so much, because that was really, really helpful. But this is, well, I'll show this first. This is bulb, shepherd's bush, and this is going to be the 5th giveaway item. Don't say giveaway, but say bulb. Bulb if you want this. You know, I'm going to write that down so I remember too. So, what can I tell you about this? I sewed a separate little band. Ew, I didn't trim my edge off. Sorry. A separate little band that I also used for the backing. And this color, I wish if I can find what this color looked like originally before I threw it in my leftover coffee, I'll put a picture in of them side by side, because I didn't even leave it in that long, but it toned it down just perfectly to be the more muted rosy shade rather than a vibrant color. And then, so I put a band of that here, and then I used a technique from Vanna's latest finishing tutorial that really, I'm like, why didn't I ever think about this before? But she like tucks the trim underneath this and then just top stitches close, so you get really a nice finish. You know, it's perfectly even. That's what I liked about it. So, and then well, it's a little wrinkly, but I left a slit, or these are 2 pieces I joined together in a seam. I think that's how she does it on hers usually. And so then I sewed it up, and then before I put the cording on, I just put this piece of lace on, and that way it can flip around and be really pretty no matter what side you're working on. The one day I forgot what I was working on, and I was like, oh, I'll just use a little super glue. Well, I ended up super gluing my like almost super gluing my fingers together, like they were starting to get fixed together, and I'm like, oh no, those have to come apart. But then I couldn't get it off, and I used fingernail polish remover, but it still felt sticky. So I was sitting in the dentist's office, like peeling the glue from my fingers, and then I looked down and it's like, oh, left kind of a, well, it wasn't that much, but a couple flakes. I'm like, okay, gotta clean that up. So anyways, all right. And then I completed mine a little while back, but this 6th chart is Leanne's. Brenda Drew DeVay, Where Hearts Rest. But since we always called it nest is the word that you're going to use if you would like to be entered for this one. I've been trying to play with a frame for mine, and I think this is a piece that I might actually order a frame for. I haven't ever done that yet, so I think it's a really pretty piece, and it's something that I would like to have up all the time, so perhaps I'll just order something. So that one's going to be Nest. So let's see, maybe we should just repeat these real quickly. Okay, so we have Spring, we have Welcome, we have Harrietta, we have Trio, bulb, and nest. So I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, I consider it an honor that I've reached this milestone. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be able to continue on with this, and I'm just amazed at the kindness of people in this community. So cheers to you all. So now I'm trying to think, not too much else going on. I did some cosmetic surgery on my 5-year-old grandsons. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink of water. It's very special stuffed honey bunny. So I think his younger brother had tore their ear off by swinging it around, and it's been that way for a while, so I told him that I would fix it for him. Well, I mean, that's the little thing he sleeps with every night. There's 2 guys, but Honey Bunny, I think, is his most dear one. So I knew right away that it probably would be good only to have Honey Bunny gone one night. And so we were there on Sunday, and I came home and I fixed him right away with some of my heavy-duty finishing thread and really stitched it in there tight. His one ear might be a little shorter now, but you know, I know it will stay put, so that's the main thing. So we were out on Monday, and so I said, let's just drop off Honey Bunny so he doesn't have to go 2 nights. And in the meantime, during the day, we sent a picture of Honey Bunny sitting at the breakfast bar with a plate of lettuce, and I wrote him that Honey Bunny had slept really well and he was having a nice lunch. And then my husband, the kids, when they come over, they always steal his lazy boy, and so he put the bunny in the lazy boy and then sent a picture of, you know, Honey Bunny got my chair. So my grandson was just like thrilled that we had sent pictures of Honey Bunny. So we drove over there and put Honey Bunny up on the swing set, and then my daughter had them come out, and they were looking around, and all of a sudden he spotted Honey Bunny, and oh, he was just like so thrilled. And then they ended up giving me, he had made this card, and it was a card to Honey Bunny. Dear Honey Bunny, I missed you so much. I hope Bobby, that's what they call me, is taking good care of you. Love, Dawson. And then our granddaughter writes on the back, because I guess they thought Honey Bunny was, he said he didn't think Honey Bunny would be back until after Easter. And I'm like, oh, I couldn't do that to you. So she said, Bobby, thank you for fixing Honey Bunny's ear surgery. Dawson is very grateful and worried, and this is a card for Honey Bunny from Dawson. Would you please read this aloud to Honey Bunny? Dawson really misses him. Thanks. And then she signs it, regards. I'm like, what? What 8-year-old signs a card, regards? And we asked our daughter, like, where she got that from. I thought maybe that's how the teacher signs their virtual homework or something, but she's like, who knows where she got it from. But I thought that was funny. Okay, now I'm rambling. All right, so I feel like I'm a teacher excusing you now if you don't want the extra credit time. But I will be showing just a few of my old stitches, spring stitches. So if you are new to the channel and want to see, I don't think it's all of them, but I gathered a couple. So this was from a very old magazine, and I took like a paper mache egg, and I cut out like a bunch of scrapbook paper and Mod Podged it on. And then I had stitched this obviously separate, and the yellow lace is very vintage, and tuck that under and some ribbon, and usually I just have it, well, I only made it last year, but I have it sitting in a little basket. And I had hoped to, oops, this isn't supposed to be in there. I had hoped to do some more this year, and I have a couple different size baskets, but I don't know. It's, you know, not that far from Easter, so I'm not sure that that's going to happen. This was one of my first things I stitched when I returned to cross-stitching. It's Prairie Schooler, but I can't remember what it is. But I had found this vintage frame. It was like bright gold, so I kind of washed it to make it like verdigris. Verdigris? Is that? Whatever that word is, you know, like the metal that ages, so it looks kind of aqua-y. So I just think it's really pretty with the colors that are in the rabbit. It's one of my favorites. And then this is from the Trilogy, I believe. I think it's called Easter Parade, but this was my first flat fold. And you know, now I mean, I remember them taking so long, and now it's like, okay, I think I don't even have to follow my instructions anymore. So I think it's really cute. And Lisa Kindred Stitcher sent me the Thanksgiving one, so I know there's ones, I think, for quite a few of the holidays. So I would eventually like to get, you know, get all the seasons, but we'll see if that happens. And Rebecca, another viewer, last year she sent me this kit for this rabbit. She had Country Sampler send it to me, and it just meant the world to me. And I love this. I mean, if I would have picked it out myself. So I'm so glad that I have it sitting on a little shelf, and it came with the backing and the trim, so I think it's just perfect. It's kind of coming out of the frame because I didn't put a backing on it in case I want to use it for something else. But this is Prairie Schooler Rabbit Run. I mentioned last year when I showed it that I saw Priscilla had hers in a frame like this, and I knew I needed something like that. So I had found this at Goodwill, and again, it was kind of chipped up, and so it wasn't wood tone, it was can't remember, some uglier color. And so I just toned it down with a little bit of a greenish gray wash to pick up the tones that are in the rabbit, in the stitch piece, I should say. And I love it. It's really, truly one of my favorite pieces. And I believe that's called Rabbit Run. So, okay, I just want to look over my notes to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. So we have the six words if you're interested in any of those pieces. Oh, because I don't know exactly when I'll be back, I just wanted to mention about Mania My Way. And I certainly am going to be doing it again this year because I haven't hardly touched the Christmas stocking at all. And that's usually the month I make a lot of progress on that stuff. So how I do it, and I'll put the hashtag up here. I take, because I pretty much try to stitch every day if I can, at least, you know, a little bit at the end of the day. If something else has been happening, every once in a while that doesn't work, but But how I do it is I pick one piece to concentrate on, one bigger piece that I concentrate on, one bigger piece that I know I want to make considerable progress on during the month. And I commit to working 1 hour a day on that piece. And then if I stitch on it for an hour, then I'm free to move on to something different. And I'm one of those people who have a couple loops to choose from. So, but I've done it like 2 years, 3 years. And it's fabulous for making progress on something or getting re-energized. You know, when you are almost dreading working on a big piece, if you just say, well, I'll do it for an hour a day and then I can work on anything else I want, it just really makes great progress. But I did start spring fling. It's the big bunny head with like the roses around him. It was gifted to me by Rosalie1625 on Instagram. Hi, Rosalie. That was so kind of you. And I really am hoping that I get much farther. So, and I had mentioned Janny about the spring trio, and she's Janny Vintage Pinker on Instagram. All right, so that's about it. And I'll tack on the haul videos. And, you know, once again, if you're interested in one of the 6 charts, please don't say giveaway. Don't say freebie. We want stitchers to have them, not people who are hunting for free things. And I love the fact they, you know, some of them were shared by me and that I can do my part to share with others, because that to me is amazing. You know, just how someone who doesn't even know you will reach out to you and offer such kindness. It's just unbelievable. So I'm going to say my normal goodbye here, and then I will tack the other things on. So see you in a couple weeks. If you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. It's a beautiful time of the year. Just the reawakening, especially if you live in the Midwest. Things are just barely starting to pop up and turn a little bit green. And, you know, the thought of having the longer days and more light at night, it's just awe-inspiring to me. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I just realized I probably watched the wrong place throughout this whole video. Oh my. So anyways, if I'm looking off in the distance, please pardon me, but I you know, wish I could say it'll get better, but that might not be the case. But I try. You know, I'm not a newscaster. That's clearly evident. So hope you're all doing well, and, you know, maybe things will have turned a little bit in a couple weeks. We're all crossing our fingers and doing our best, right? So continue to fill the world with love, and I'll be back to announce the winners next time. Just one more thing. So I've moved to, like, I give you to the next video, which I'll try to do maybe a little closer to the next one, to give me your address. And so if you truly want something, please check back and see. I'll notify you probably in your comment, or if I recognize you from Instagram, I'll message you there. But if you enter, please check back so that you don't miss out on a chance. Because if I make another video, then I'm gonna go to my new speed system, where if you want it, you send me an email and I draw from those people. That way, it guarantees that I have people's contact information and they want it. And it worked well last time I had to resort to that. So, yeah, that's about it. So, if you want to stay put and see what I bought lately, that's fine. If you don't, bye-bye. Okay, here we go. We have some haul to show. I'm sorry if there's shadows, but I think the color is coming through pretty true. It is daylight, so that helps. But these are some items that I purchased in the last, 2 months. Couple call-in orders to Lynn's in Madison. They're very helpful. So the first one, I saw this color fabric being used during a lot of Valentine stitching, so that's probably what I'll end up doing with mine. But this is 30 count red pear by Weeks. Just a really, really pretty color. The next one, and for the most part, I think the rest of them, maybe not, 36 count, so I won't necessarily mention that. But this is another Weeks fabric, and this is Aztec Red. And I thought this would be really pretty for some patriotic stitching this summer. This is Country French Cafe, and my thought is maybe to use these for a couple months wordplay. I need 32 count, really work the best for the size on my little bench. So I just wanted something neutral for some of the months that have more color. Let's see what this is. This is Almond Buff by Seraphim. It just has some nice, subtle, not really variegation, but just a little bit of tone on tone. Just a really, really pretty neutral. This one is R&R Legionnaire Latte. It's kind of I would describe it as a khaki. It has a little bit of a greenish tinge to it. So that's really pretty. This is another R&R beeswax. A little bit darker, but just a good neutral. Oops, my pile's coming down. And this is 36 count Lakeside Navy Bean. I've never stitched on this one before, but I do like the color. It's just really neutral. And, you see some of the variegation in the lines, but just a very good background color. And then this is one of my favorites. It is Lakeside Village Light Exemplar. So just some really subtle modeling, but love it. And then I've just been like spring crazy. We've had some nice weather here in Wisconsin, so I've just been wanting to do all spring. And I know a lot of people have stitched this already, but this Easter Peep by Brenda Gervais, I can't wait to get going on this. And that's why I thought, well, I'll record this now and then you can see my stash and then I can use it. So I thought it was kind of a brilliant idea. And then the other one I got was another one that a lot of people have been stitching, and again, it's a Brenda Gervais design, and this is the Jelly Bean Jubilee. And look at all those cute ones. This little chick with the tulips, and the big Easter with the bunny, I think this one is one of my favorites with the little cart. And then there's 3 more that show on the back side. The Hop Hop, Hippity Hop. And I mean, that one you could get cranked out really easily. Jelly Bean. Oop, there we go. And this little guy too is cute. These I might tone down the colors just a little bit. Not sure yet, but I think maybe just a little bit. So I think, and then I got, you know, some floss as usual, but I think everything else I've already showed. So primarily adding to my fabric stash, I have some of these already planned for, but some of them aren't, so it'll be fun to add to my pile of stuff. Okay, we have more haul. I've always loved this tiny modernist Easter wreath chart and just decided I have to have it. Whether I get it stitched this year for Easter, I'm not sure, but if not, I'll have it within my files for next year. And then Little House Needleworks, the spring band sampler. I did, oh, I'm getting quite the glare. I did the winter one already, which I really, really like. And this one, I couldn't get my hands on 28 count metal rue, which I stitched the other one on. But I'm going to use Vintage Country Mocha, and I'll pull the colors and see how vivid they are. It looks a little bit drab for spring for me, but we'll see once I get the colors pulled. Maybe it's just how it photographs. I saw a really cute finish with doing all 4 of them, and the winter is the one that really spoke to me, but the other ones I'm sure will be cute too once I get them done, and they're quick enough. So hopefully I will move through them and get them finished the way I want. And then I had to get April Prairie Schooler. I think I'm down to just needing September and October now, and then I'll have all of them. But that little pink house, I just love it. I love the little small chart too. So I don't think I'm going to start that this year because I started March and I have May going from last year, but you just never know. And then finally I just got some fabric. This is 36 count winter brew. It's gotten to be my good neutral now that I have been unable to find vintage metal rue. I fell in love with it and then now can't seem to find it anywhere. So anybody knows where 36 count is, let me know. Okay, that's it.